the last months of the American Civil War, William T. Sherman had dealt a decisive blow to the Deep South when he marched across Georgia, razing everything in his path. Now, after capturing Savannah, General Grant ordered him to move north to finish off the Army of Northern Virginia. Now, Sherman opted to march his troops up through the Carolinas, reprising the path of destruction that he had just inflicted on the South. Upon reaching North Carolina on the 8th of March, Sherman decided to divide his command into a left wing under Henry Slocum and a right wing under Oliver Howard. Now, facing these Federal forces was the Army of the South, which was a hodgepodge of surviving Confederate forces under Joseph Johnston. And Johnston's plan was to engage Slocum's wing near Bentonville, North Carolina. On the morning of March 19th, Slocum's men were marching northwards on the Goldsboro Road when they came upon Confederate forces about 1 mile south of Bentonville. Now, believing that he was only facing a few units of enemy cavalry, Slocum attacked and he was quickly repulsed, hammering home the point that he was now facing a much larger force than he had initially thought. Now, the Union Army made a half-hearted attempt at forming a defensive line for the coming counterstrike, and they inadvertently left a gap in the center of their line. At about 3 p.m., the counterstrike came, with the rebels hitting the Union left, driving the Yankees back. As the Confederate units bore down, the Federal line crumbled, and the push nearly succeeded in surrounding the Union forces, until it lost momentum and was repulsed. A number of attempts were made to break the Union line, but eventually by midnight, the Confederates were forced to fall back and begin digging in. On the second day of battle, Howard's wing did arrive at the battlefield, and both forces mostly engaged in maneuvering for the day. The only fighting that occurred on the 20th was some light skirmishing that happened as both sides tried to jockey into a superior position. On the third day of battle, the 21st, Union Major General Joseph Mower, commanding a division on the Union right flank, requested permission from his corps commander to launch, quote, a little reconnaissance to his front, which was granted. Mower instead launched a full attack with 2 brigades on the Confederate left flank, which was defending Mill Creek Bridge. And under a heavy rainfall, Mower's push discovered the weakness in the Confederate line, and he would have seriously threatened the Confederate position if Sherman hadn't ordered these units to pull back. That night, Johnston burned the bridge, and he retreated from the battlefield, and Sherman's chance to destroy the Army of the South slipped through his fingers. Sherman planned to rest and then continue his march further, but this was called off 2.5 weeks later when Robert E. Lee surrendered at Appomattox Courthouse. The last major engagement of the American Civil War had cost the Confederates 2,600 casualties and the Union 1,500 casualties. So this is across 5 Aprils, and particularly the Bentonville scenario. Now, this game came out in 1992, and it was published by Victory Games, and it was designed by Eric Lee Smith, who's done a lot of Civil War games over the years. It's a real short game. It only lasts 6 turns, and doesn't have a lot of special rules. The only real special rules are that the Union rolls every turn, starting with turn 2, and they have to roll to be able to come onto the map. So this could be kind of tough for them. So if they roll in turn 2, and if they roll a 1 or 2, they can come on, and then they can roll a 1 to 3 to come on the third turn, and so on. So it could be kind of interesting. It could go to the 5th turn even. Now, the victory conditions are to try to get these points here, and the Confederacy, if they can take these points, they will gain a certain number of victory points to win the game. Otherwise, if they're unable to get them, then we have to count up the number of units that have been destroyed to figure out victory conditions. The other thing is swamps. There's some swamp units or swamp terrain here and down here, and those are going to make it hard to move around, particularly for the South, because of they cost 3 movement points to enter, and I don't think artillery and cavalry can enter swamp X's. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this started. Let's fill our chit cup up, first of all. And Confederates get to go first. We've got a lot of the same cast of characters as in Shiloh. We've got Hardy and Bragg are in this one. And their units are going to come in from the north here. So, okay, let's pull the chits. And we start with Hampton's cavalry. he needs to be moving around some. Now, he can't do a lot. I guess we can still push as hard as we can here. So we're going to go 1, 2, and we'll just go here. Hopefully we won't get... And then Stuart's corps is going to move in. And Stuart's got the green. I think this is this guy here, and that's it. I don't think the teal works, so we'll move Loring there. And then D.H. Hill. And then it's Confederate combat. Okay, so maybe we can push these guys back. Let's go to our charts, and as I've mentioned before on rules on this, I have the Shiloh rules that I did last year, and you can refer to those. I'll put a link down below for that. So if you want to go over the rules of this game, that Shiloh scenario video has all those. That's why I'm not going to reiterate it each time I do a scenario. Okay, terrain effects chart, or CRT. So starting here, we have a 4-3. That's going to be 1-to-1 odds, and the Union has a +1 due to morale. So we roll. Confederacy has 1-to-1 with a 3, so that's going to be a 1. So a 1 is going to be step loss, and then we roll to see if they're pushed back, and they fail, so they are pushed back 1. Okay, and then we have a 4, and that's a 1R. So the Union the Confederates have to take 1. They're moved back 1, and then they make a morale check, and they pass, so they don't have to move back any further. Okay, right here we have a 4-3, same thing. Confederates get a 6 at 1-to-1, which is a 1R. We make a step loss, we go back 1, we make a morale check, and they fail, so they go back 2. And the Union got a 6. So 1-to-1 with a 6 is a 2R for these guys. Step loss, and then we're going to make a morale check, and they fail, so they'll go back 2. That kind of... So already they're having some problems. Okay, then over here we have a 2-3, or a 1-2, and it's going to come out a 2 and a 7. So 1-2 at 2 is nothing, and then a 1-2 at a 7 is a 2R. That's a step loss and a step loss, and then we go back 1, make a morale check, and they fail, so they go back another 1. Okay, not so great. They were able to weaken the Union, but they're going to take another turn to have to get back in position, so that wastes a turn. And time is precious in this. Okay, Hardee coming down from the north. Yeah, it would have helped if I would have been able to get Confederate units in place faster, but we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we're going to hold off on that. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, and 4. And then I'll have these guys go... This guy's going to go 3. 1, 2, 3, and then these two can go 2 more. Got to get around that swamp. Let's close this out. Okay, I guess I don't need the turn track there either. Okay, Hardee has moved. Hulk now goes, and Hulk is the teal, so I'm going to move here, here, and 2, 4 here. Oh, and then here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, he can't because this is in a zone of control. Could go through the swamp here to get around. Or could try this. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3. We're going to try to hit down here. Oh, that's it. Okay, so that was the turn. We move to game turn 2, and we roll a d6, and we get a 1. So the Union is able to bring their forces into play. Now, only 3 units, only 3 of these can come in per turn. So we'll bring them in. They come in here down at B. And did I say 3 or 2? Let's see what it says. Only 3 reinforcements. Okay. Okay, so those guys can bring in reinforcements. This is going to be rough for the Confederacy now. We're going to start pulling chits, and D.H. Hill goes first. So 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. We go with Hampton's cavalry in black or blue. Where is Hampton's cavalry? Okay. 1, 2, we'll go in here. And it's a Confederate combat phase already. So we've got a 4-3 or 1-1, and it turns out to be a 1-2. And we roll, and it's a 5-3. So 1-2 at a 5. This guy's going to be eliminated. And a 3 at 1-2 is a 1R. So again, we take some damage. And we roll for morale. They fail. They go clear back out. Okay. Here we've got a 5-10-2. So 5-1 with a 6. That's going to be enough to eliminate him. Let's see, 5-1 with a 6. Yeah, that's 3R. So graveyard. And then these guys, though, they have the Union rolled a 7. 5-1 with a 7 is a 1. So we roll a morale check. They pass, so they don't have to go anywhere. And then we also have to give a step loss. However, we can have a Union or a Confederate move forward 1. Okay, down here, we've got a 2-1. And 2-1 at straight odds. Both sides have a +1. So 2-1 with a 3. 4 is a 1R. So this guy's going to take a step loss and make a morale check and passes. So he goes back 1. Okay, and then a 3 + 1. 2-1, 3, 4 is a 1. So these guys take a step loss. They make a morale check. They pass, so they can move forward. And we really need to do this. Oh, this guy has to automatically retreat because he's got a 0. Okay, here we've got a 6, 7-3. 2-1 odds again. 2-1 with a 4, and that makes it a 5. So that's a 1R. A step loss, and morale check, he fails, so he's back 2. He's sitting in a swamp now. Hold on, does a swamp... We got to check something here. Terrain effects. Swamp, 1 to the left. Okay. So that would actually be a, let's go back and say, a 2-1 with a 5, but that's a 1-1 with a 5 is a 1R, so same result. Okay. Now, at the same time, he rolled a 2, and that doesn't do anything. So this guy could push forward, but I'm not sure I want to push forward into the swamp. So well, doesn't hurt us, I guess, to go in there. Okay, and I think that's it for the Confederate move. The Davis, okay. And the 14th Corps. Those are the red guys. I'll move everybody up here, and I'll get the flank. I'll keep the flank open there. Okay, Hulk gets to go. And Hulk's going to move here, and here, and here, and here, and here. And then William's 20th. William's 20th's off the map. Oh, and this guy got to go, so we'll go 2, 4. That's 2, 3, 4. That's 2 units, and then 1 more unit can go, so we'll go there. Okay. Hardy goes. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3. Stuart now gets to go. Union combat phase. Okay. What do we want to do? Now, I'm going to be at 2-2. He can attack here. He can attack here. This guy's going to be fighting a lot. I think I'll pull back here. Pull back here. Nobody there can really move into that. I'll stay put there. And we'll come in here. I'll advance there. Okay, and he'll pull back again. And that's it. Okay, now then, this guy goes at 6 to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 6 to 14 is 1 to 3 odds. And both sides have a +1. However, this +1 will have to take a damage, so. Okay. So I said 1 to 3. 1 and 1. I don't think anybody's going to do anything. So 1 to 3 at 2, and then 1 to 3 at 2 is a 1R. So I guess he did take some step loss, and see if the morale check holds. It does not, so now they're in the swamp. And I will happily move in. Okay. Here we've got a 6 or a 5 to 7, so 1 to 2 odds. He's in a swamp, so that's going to move it to the left. So 1 to 3 odds. A 1, oh no, 2 and a 6. 1 to 3, 2, and then a 7. So 1 to 3 at 7 is 3R. I think that, yeah, that's going to eliminate this guy. 1 step loss, and then 2 step losses here. So graveyard, graveyard. And I think I will go ahead and move into that hex that's been left empty. And that leaves us with the next turn. Turn 3. Okay. The reinforcements can come in because we rolled, and we already have the Confederates fighting. Not the most opportune time for a Confederate attack. So we're going to have 1 to 2 here. And we get a 6 and a 6. So 1 to 2 at 6 is a 1R. And he takes a step loss, makes a morale check, and passes. So he is back here. And then they rolled a 7. 1 to 2 at 7 is a 2R. So this guy's eliminated. Okay. And then over here we have a 3 to 7. So that's a 1 to 3. It's in a swamp, so it makes it 1 to 4. Both sides have a +1. A 6 and 5. Okay, so 1 to 4 with a 7 is a 1, so these guys will have to take a 1 to the graveyard, and then they make a morale check, and they fail, so they move back. And then a 6. 1 to 4 at 6. That's nothing. Okay, that was nothing against the Confederacy. And they will move into that hex again. Actually, they're not, because the Union... I think I'll stay clear there. Okay. Okay, next Hardy goes. And Hardy's going to go here, and here, and here, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't go anywhere there. I'll go here. We go with Hoke. Hope goes here, and we'll go here. 1, 2, 3. I think swamps were 3. And here, and then let's see. I wonder if, let me see if swamps are, if they, swamps prohibited to artillery, but they don't say whether they can shoot across them or not. So, I don't know. They don't specifically say yes, so I'm going to go ahead and assume a no. Okay, and then we go with the Davis. Davis is the red guys, and we'll move him up. We'll move the... Okay, so now we're at Union combat. Does anybody want to pull back? I think I will. I think I'll pull back here and here. And I'll have this guy pull forward, and then I'll pull back here and here. Okay, so we've got 2 to 1 odds here. And we get a 4. With a 1R, so that'll be a 1R there, which will eliminate him. And then the Union got a 3. 2 to 1 with a 3 is a 1, so it actually eliminated this guy too. Okay, and then here we have a 3, 6 to 9, so 1 to 2. And it's a 3 and a 2. Okay. 1 to 2 with a 3, nothing. And 1 to 2 with the 2 is a 1. So these guys get a step loss. And we do a morale check, and they pass. So they stay put. Okay. And then Stuart gets to go. Doesn't really have anywhere to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's try to move around here. Hampton's cavalry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got D.H. Hill's guys up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And Williams. Move into the swamp here, and then we have a 1, 2, 3. Here's our second one. And our third one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And that is turn 3. We go to turn 4. This is ending up being close. Okay, so Hope goes first. Hope will move forward. We'll go here, here, and here, and then I can't really do anything here. We need to, it's kind of getting clogged up here. So 1, 2, 3, can't go anywhere there. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Stuart's division, Stuart's Corps is the light green, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. The 20th is going to go 1, 2, 3. And we'll move this guy up here, and this guy will go here, and then I can bring these guys in. 2, 4, 6, okay, and then this guy's going to go here. Hampton's Cavalry in blue. 3, 4, 5, 6. Union Combat. Okay. I was wanting to get these guys in position, but that's okay. We're going to go 5 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1 to 2 odds. We have a +1. And we get a 7. So 1 to 2 with the 7 is 2R. It's going to be a step loss and a step loss. And then we're going to do a morale check, and they pass. Do a morale check, and they fail. And then the Confederates got a 5. 1 to 2 with a 5 is a 1R. So let's see what we got. This is going to take a step loss, and then they go back. Let's see how they do a morale. They fail, so they go back 2. Okay, here we've got a 5 to 6, 9. So 1 to 2, and a shift to the left. So 1 to 3. Both sides have a +1, so 1 to 3 with a 3 is nothing, and 1 to 3 with a 6 is a 3R. That's going to hurt. So step loss and a graveyard, and then this guy does a morale check and fails, and he's got to go back 2. So he's here. I will move forward, and when I say I say that for both sides. So. Okay, the 15th of Davis is the red guys. Two, 4. We'll stay put here. We'll go with the Confederate combat. So Confederates have to be pulled back here because they have 0s for their attack. But they have 2 to 6. Do I want to pull back at 2 to 6? 1 to 3? It'd be 1 to 4. I got to push as hard as I can. So we're going to say we'll do that, and then this guy is going to move back. I don't think he's 3, 6, 9. Yeah, he'd be like 1 to 4 odds here too. So, yeah, he's got a +1. We'll pull back. Okay, so here we've got our 1 to 4 odds. We do check our chart, and we roll, and I get a 6 and a 6. So a 1 to 4 with the 6 is a 7, so this is going to hit him. We got to send one guy to the graveyard, and then this guy's going to do a morale check and gets a pass, so he stays put. And then these guys, the Union got a 6, the defenders, and they had a 7, so 1 to 4 with the 7 is a 4R, so that's enough to eliminate these guys. Okay. Whoops, wrong guys. These guys. There we go. And we'll stay put there. Okay, the Confederate advance is really starting to peter out here. D.H. Hill goes with his guys. Move them down. Hardy's group will go here and here. 2, 1, 2, We'll go there. Refill it. We go to turn 5. D.H. Hill's group's going. They don't have any more guys to do anything. Davis has got his guys in position. Stewart. I'm going to go... Stewart's going to get sneaky here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might be able to make it. Okay, the 20th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Haha. Should have guarded him. Okay. And Hoke is going to go here, here. Can't go anything there, there, and there. Okay, Confederate combat phase. And we are going to have a 1-to-1 here. Actually, no, 1-to-1. There's 3, 6, 7, 10 to 3, 3-to-1. But it's 2-to-1 because he's in the woods. 2-to-1 with a 5. It's going to be a 1R. That's going to be enough to eliminate him. And then a 6 plus 1 is a 7. 2-to-1 with a 7 is a 2R. So we'll go step loss, and then we make morale checks. Passes, so they go back 1. This stack fails, so they go back 2. And then this stack passes, so they go back 1. Okay. Oh, we forgot to do... We'll pull that back. These guys right here. 5 to 6. 1 to 3. And we get a 2 and a 2. So, and both sides have +1. So 1 to 2, 1 to 3 odds. Okay, 1 to 3 odds with the 2, +1 is a 3, nothing. And then 1 to 3 with a 3, 2R. So Confederates, the attacker, take 2R. So step loss, that's 1. Graveyard 2. Morale check, fail, passes there. Okay, and then here we have 1-to-1. And it's going to be a 1-to-2 because he's in the woods. Okay, so 7 is a 2R, eliminating him. Oops. And then a 1. 1 to 2 plus 1 is nothing. So, okay. And that is going to be it for the Confederate combat. Now the Union combat goes. And the Union has nobody in place. We'll go with Hardy. We'll go here and 2, 3, 1. There we go. Is that it for Hardy? Yeah, that's all of Hardy's units. We go to the Confederate cavalry. Oh, I moved my cavalry. I thought the 20th Corps. What was I doing? Okay, we'll move the 20th Corps instead. There we go. Yeah, that should. I was looking at the blue, and so actually Williams shouldn't have been able to move down there, and then, but that's okay. Well, not going to change things too much. Okay, refill our cup. We go to our turn record track, and this is the victory determination phase. So, Confederate combat. This guy can't do anything. He has to retreat, and he can't, so he is graveyarded. Okay, these Confederates are going to get a 2 to 6. I am going to pull back, and that's all I can do. Okay, Hardy This time we will move back in because he'll have to attack all those guys. It's better to be on the defensive in this game. Okay, now Williams can go. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got to get these guys moved so that they can take back those places. And then Hope gets to go. There, here, here, and here. Then D.H. Hill gets to go. 2, 3, 4. Davis with the red guys can't really go anywhere. And we go to a Union combat phase. Okay, so these guys have to go against a 4 to 2, and 3 is, let's see, 2 and 3 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 1 to 3, and these guys are going to be, it's going to be 1 to 4 odds. We roll. So it's going to be 1 to 4 with a 4, nothing, and then 1 to 4 with a 5 is a 3R, so that's enough to eliminate these guys. And Graveyard, and it was close. Stewart's Corps, he could go anywhere. He can't really go anywhere, and then Hampton's Cavalry is gone, and that's the game. Okay, so to determine victory points, since the Confederates were unable to get any of the objectives, then you're just going to do a comparison of the strength points of units. And if you look at the cemetery here, the Confederates, the Union was able to get 13 points for eliminating units, and the Confederacy was getting 34 points when I add that up. So the Confederacy was able to win this battle. Anyway, that's what I got. Pretty short little game. I may have missed a few points on it, but I think you guys will get the general idea how it's played. And I wish kind of this series would have continued with some more battles. They only had 4 battle scenarios, and it would have been kind of neat if they were like Blue and Gray, because it's just a step up from Blue and Gray in complexity. But anyway, that's what I got this week. I sure appreciate you guys watching, and we will talk to you later. Bye.